How do you celebrate your personal victories? Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome back to Fearless Fridays. Today is Friday, June 18th. This is episode 93 of Fearless Fridays. As always, I welcome you to the show. If you're a first-time watcher, welcome to the show, first-time watchers. Go ahead and binge all 92 episodes of Fearless Fridays on YouTube. Go for it. And if you are a return watcher, welcome back and thank you for joining me again. Before I get started, let me say Happy Father's Day and happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day, happy Juneteenth in the same weekend. Love it, love it, love it. So this is what I want to kind of share about today. I have been noticing in my own private coaching practice, talking to people, and there's a lot of work stress, and there's a lot of life stress, and there's a lot of parental stress, and raising kids, and all of these things. And I noticed that a lot of times people, specifically women, but just people in general, when I ask them, how do you celebrate your wins? Their answer is, I don't know. I don't think I do. And I think for me, that was the reality for a long time as well. And I think sometimes it's still a reality for me, to be honest, because I think it's easy, speaking personally, I think it's easy for me to just keep going and keep creating and keep doing the things that I want to do and keep trying to figure out how to do the things I want to do and stay moving and keep my focus, that I sometimes forget things that I've done. And sometimes people remind me, oh, you did that. Or they say congratulations. And I'm like, thanks. What for? What did I do? And so I noticed for myself that I have had to learn, and I'm still learning, how to really celebrate myself, how to really congratulate myself when I've done something great, when I've made a stride, when I have reached a goal, or even when I've made a small step towards a larger goal. So that's what I want to ask you guys today. How do you celebrate yourself? How do you celebrate the big wins, the small wins, the in-between wins? And honestly, forget about the small wins, because any win is a win. It doesn't matter how big it is or how small it is, because really the only way you are saying it's big or small is by comparison to what you consider to be a win for someone else. So, how do you celebrate your wins? How do you celebrate your accomplishments? Do you celebrate your wins? Do you celebrate your accomplishments? Do you acknowledge them? Do you? Like I said before, I think it's so easy for us to get caught up in the grind and the hustle and the day to day and all of these things that we have to do. And we forget to celebrate those moments where we accomplished something, where we achieved something, where we made a step towards a goal, where we made even just one small step towards a huge goal. We don't celebrate it. We don't acknowledge it. We don't pat ourselves on the back. We don't take the time to kind of sit back and bask in the accomplishment. We just keep going, keep going, keep going. And sometimes I think we get so caught up in comparison, like I said before, we get so caught up in comparison that something that is actually win, that maybe we should take some time to celebrate, we don't celebrate it because we're looking at it and we're measuring it against someone else's win. We're measuring it against someone else's accomplishment. And I think that is a perfect reason why, when we are focused on a goal, when we're focused on our vision, when we have a goal in mind, sometimes it's really good to have tunnel vision to a certain extent, to put those blinders on and just keep focused on your goal. Because if you get so caught up looking to the left and looking to the right, you're going to waver because you're not focused. You can't walk in a straight line towards your goal and at the same time be looking over at this chick. You're going to waver this way, or looking over at that guy. You're going to waver this way, and you're going to get off of the path that you have set, the path that you have decided that you're going to be on. So when you're on that path, it's important to kind of keep that tunnel vision at times, to make sure that you are keeping your eye on the prize, but then also taking a step back to look and see, okay, so this is where I started and this is where I am right now. And way over there is the goal, but I'm closer to the goal than when I started. So let me take a moment to celebrate that. Let me take a moment to bask in that. Let me take a moment to remind myself that you've made some progress. It's so, so, so important to remind yourself that you have made progress. Like, I think of people who are like mountain climbers. I think of times in my own life where I've been on a, crazy hike, or I've been descending from the top of something or ascending from the bottom. And, it's important, like I said, to keep your eye on the prize, to keep your eye on the goal, to keep that tunnel vision and not allow yourself to waver to the left or to the right. But every once in a while, you got to stop and look and see where you came from and recognize where you're going and recognize I might not be to the top of the mountain yet, but I'm not at the bottom of the mountain anymore, which means I have made progress. Take some time to sit back and acknowledge the progress that you've made. Take some time to sit back and celebrate the progress that you made. And again, it may be a small thing. It may be something, and I think this is something that I see a lot. People feel like the progress that they've made, or the accomplishment, or the win is too small to celebrate, so they don't celebrate it. They're like, that's nothing big. That's nothing important. But I think we have to get out of that mindset. I think we have to kind of release ourselves from the mindset that I'm only going to celebrate when the big monumental thing happens. I think we have to allow ourselves to celebrate even in the smaller moments, even in the moments where we're like, okay, this is not quite where I want to be, but to recognize that it's not where you were. You started somewhere, you want to end somewhere, and maybe you're halfway there. Maybe you're a quarter of the way there. Maybe you're 3/4 of the way there. Maybe you've just taken 2 steps, but even 2 steps is better than standing still and taking 0 steps. Sometimes the progress is not as quickly as we want it to be. It doesn't happen as quickly as we want it to be. Sometimes it's not as fast as we want it to be. Sometimes we don't feel strong the way we would like to feel strong. Maybe we don't we feel alone on the path. Maybe we feel like there's no one supporting us. There's no one celebrating us. In those moments, that's when it's so important to celebrate yourself, to remember where you started and look and see where you are now, to look at the top where you started and see that you're almost to the bottom of the mountain, or look at the bottom where you started and see that you're almost to the top of the mountain. It's so, so, so important to be able to step back and recognize our own progress, recognize our own wins, and to celebrate where we are on the journey. Because one thing that I am really, really learning is that it's really all about the journey. And I've talked about this in a past Fearless Fridays before, where I talked about there's no such place as there. There is not a real place, because as soon as you get there, there will be a new there to get to. So recognize where you are. Learn to celebrate where you are. Learn to enjoy the journey and celebrate where you are on the journey, and recognize where you are on the journey, and be good with knowing that I'm not quite there yet, but I am not where I started. And I know that once I get there, there will be a new there, and that'll be fine, because we're on a journey. So, saying all that to say, or to ask, how do you celebrate yourself? Do you celebrate yourself? And if you don't celebrate yourself, maybe start to kind of figure out ways to celebrate yourself. Start, take a step back and look and see where you are, and recognize where you are, and celebrate where you are, because where you are is not where you started. If you've been moving, if you've been working, if you've been doing what you need to do, if you started, which I talked about last week, if you have started, where you are right now is not where you started. And that is enough to celebrate. That is enough to congratulate yourself. That is enough to sit back and think for a minute and say, okay, I'm proud of where I am. I'm proud that I started. I'm proud that I'm moving. I'm proud that I'm making progress. I'm proud that I have a vision, a purpose, a goal, a dream that I'm getting to. I am proud of it. And then keep moving. Keep moving towards that goal, that vision, that dream, that purpose, that plan. Keep moving towards it. But don't forget to celebrate yourself. Don't forget to celebrate your wins, no matter how small you think they may be, because the small steps are what get you to the goal. The small steps are what get you up the mountain. I'm still learning it myself. I'm still learning to celebrate myself, and I want to impart that to all of you. Learn to celebrate yourself. So I'm wearing my Fear is Stupid shirt today, as you can see. If you want a Fear is Stupid shirt, I sell them. Fear is Stupid shirts. I have t-shirts, I have tank tops, I have hoodies, I have mugs, I have everything. Just go to fearisstupid.com and scroll down to merchandise and click on it, and you'll be able to get all your Fear is Stupid merchandise. As always, the euphoria of fearlessness trumps the comfort of staying safe. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Enjoy your Father's Day. Enjoy your Juneteenth. If you don't know what Juneteenth is, Google it. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.